Hello students, today we are dealing with the next topic, respiration, part 1. Now respiration, how can we define respiration? So respiration is the process of biochemical oxidation of nutrients. So it is biochemical, means chemical reactions are taking place inside a living cell. Biochemical oxidation, so oxidation means breakdown in presence of oxygen. So it is biochemical oxidation of nutrients or food in presence of specific enzymes. So many enzymes are involved. Now what are enzymes? They are proteins which help in increasing the rate of a reaction at optimum temperature. So the reaction are performed at a normal temperature or body temperature in mitochondria of cells. So normally the burning takes place in mitochondria of cells to release energy for various metabolic activities. So the end product is that energy is released for various metabolic activities or reactions of the cells. So it is a biochemical oxidation of nutrients in presence of specific enzymes at optimum temperature in mitochondria of cells to release energy for various metabolic activities. Now it is a catabolic process. So catabolic means breakdown. Large molecules are broken into small molecules. Exchange of gases between a body and environment takes place. So there is exchange of gases like oxygen and CO2. We know that oxygen enters the cell and carbon dioxide is removed from the cell. Now respiration is mainly of two types. Aerobic. So when oxidation of food takes place using molecular oxygen. So when oxygen is used for oxidation, it is called aerobic. It releases high amount of energy, which is 38 ATP. So the energy produced by burning, it is stored in the form of ATP, a chemical compound. Carbon dioxide and water are also produced. The second is anaerobic. So it takes place in absence of oxygen. Less amount of energy is produced, which is only 2 ATP. It is also called fermentation because ethyl alcohol and CO2 are produced. Now in presence of insufficient oxygen, suppose we do not get sufficient amount of oxygen as during exercise in muscle cells. So when we do exercise, we know that the oxygen becomes insufficient. A compound called lactic acid is produced and it collects in the muscles and it prevents the contraction and relaxation of muscles and it causes fatigue. So fatigue means when we get tired. So what is the cause of fatigue? It is lactic acid collection in muscle cells. Now less energy is produced. So in this type, less energy is produced. It is not 38, it is less than 38 ATP. Now what is ATP? It is adenosine triphosphate. So we can see tri means 3 phosphate groups are attached. It is a nitrogenous compound. So it has nitrogen because adenosine, it is made up of a nitrogenous base which is called adenine. The energy released during respiration is used to form a molecule of ATP. So when the energy is released during respiration or burning, it is used to form ATP. So let us see how ATP is formed. First we can see again the differences. Here equations are given. Aerobic respiration, glucose, first it breaks into pyruvic acid. The reaction is called glycolysis and it takes place in cytoplasm. Now pyruvic acid has two molecules. So pyruvic acid is formed. Two molecules of pyruvic acid are formed from one molecule of glucose. Then if oxygen is available, the reaction takes place in mitochondria and it is called Krebs cycle. 6 molecule of CO2, 6 molecule of H2O and 38 ATP are produced. In anaerobic respiration, glucose first breaks into pyruvic acid. So this step is the same. In absence of oxygen, fermentation takes place as in yeast. Yeast is a fungus. Then 2 molecules of ethyl alcohol C2H5OH are produced. 2 molecules of CO2 and 2 molecules of ATP are produced. So we must memorize these equations. Then we can see that there are 3 pathways how glucose breaks. So first, glucose breaks into pyruvate, which has 3 carbon molecules, and then it can move to 3 pathways. In absence of oxygen, ethanol is formed. In lack of oxygen, lactic acid is formed, and in presence of oxygen, it completely breaks down to form carbon dioxide, water and energy. So these are the 3 pathways of glucose. Now here we can see how ATP is formed. So actually in cell there is a molecule called ADP, adenosine diphosphate. So 2 molecules of phosphate are there. With these, 1 inorganic phosphate, 1 more phosphate is added. How it is added? The energy produced during burning, this energy is used to form a bond between ADP and inorganic phosphate. It means that the energy is stored in the third or terminal phosphate bond, and the molecule formed is called ATP. So ADP or diphosphate combines with inorganic phosphate and a bond is formed in which the energy is stored and it is called ATP. So whenever we will need energy, the third bond will be broken first. Now ATP is used as a fuel in all activities of cell. It is used to burn. It is used to perform activities. What is a fuel? A fuel is used to burn, to produce energy. So it is also called energy currency of cell, because whenever we perform some activity, ATP is burned. Now 30.5 kilojoule of energy is released by the breakdown of terminal phosphate in ATP. So when in ATP the third bond is broken, it will release 30.5 kilojoule of energy. Respiration in plants. So in plants, all the parts, mainly there are, we know, 3 parts: root, stem and leaf. They help in respiration. First is roots. So in roots, it takes place by diffusion. The exchange takes place by diffusion between root hairs. So root has certain hairs which are unicellular. So because they are single celled, they can exchange air with surroundings and pass into root cells. So gases enter into root cells and carbon dioxide moves out into the soil by root hair. In stem, so in woody plants which have wood, the bark has openings called lenticels. The bark has certain openings which help in exchange, and in leaf we know that stomata is there, which controls the exchange of gases, and it also controls the loss of excess water or extra water, which is called transpiration. Here we can see root. So root has root hair which are unicellular and water enters, and in the stem we can see certain pores which are called lenticels. Respiration in animals. So in animals, specific respiratory organs are found in different groups. The first is aquatic animals which are found in water, like fish, prawn. Prawn is a arthropoda, and mussel. So what is a mussel? It is a mollusca. It is also called unio. The scientific name is unio, which has a shell. So they respire by gills. The land animals like lizard, bird and human beings, they have lungs. In frogs, both skin and lungs are used. Respiration by skin is called cuticular respiration, and respiration by lungs is called pulmonary. In insects like grasshopper, housefly and cockroach, air tubes or trachea, a system of tubes is found. Here we can see a grasshopper in which air sacs are present and tracheae systems are found. A system of tubes is there and they open outside by spiracles. So spiracles are opening which help in entry. Okay, in the next class we will deal with respiration in human beings. Thanks.